Happy morning to one and all connected here for 5 days. Atal Academy sponsored online faculty development program on research avenues and challenges in Industry 4.0. Hearty welcome to our respected Head of the Department, Dr. A. Selambuchelvan sir, Atal FDP Coordinator, and our Chief Guest of today's session, Mr. V. Ayamperumal sir, and participants of various colleges for this third day of Atal FDP training session. Now I request Dr. G. Nalinashani, Professor of E&I Department, to introduce our today's speaker. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity given. It's my proud privilege to welcome our today's guest of honor, Mr. Ayamperumal sir, a Senior Manager, Learning and Development at Anand Group India Private Limited. In short, so he is a Senior Manager from Anand Group with 15 plus years of experience in various manufacturing, assembly, and training industries. He has varied experience in managing the design, delivery, and evaluation of learning and development solutions which enable achievement of strategic objectives and organizational development priorities. He is basically electronics and electromechanical instrumentation engineer, graduated from National Engineering College. He obtained his MBA in Human Resource from Indira Gandhi National Open University. And he is a certified learning and development manager, wherein he received the certification from Colton Advanced Management Institute. He has a varied professional experience. His career includes electronic engineer as in Mary's Polybag Private Limited, and a senior training officer in NTTF. And he has headed the learning and development section for Comstar Automotive Technologies. And at present, he is associated with Anand Group India for the past 8 years, wherein he has well experience in managing the functions of training and development, and has proven track record in implementing training effectiveness and motivating the internal trainers. Enterprising leader with proven dexterity in leading personnel towards accomplishment of many goals, common goals. He has varied knowledge in content development and training delivery, succession planning, career development, skill enhancement, competency mapping, performance consulting, team management, LMS, training effectiveness. We are very happy to have you over here, sir. We are eager to hear from you and to gain the knowledge in the topic of Industrial Internet of Things. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation, and in spite of your busy schedule, you have accepted our invitation and to take over the session, sir. I request you to take over the session, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Okay. Able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So once again, good morning, one and all. Really, I am very much proud of this session, because I got this mail from Dr. Selambuchelvan and Madam Kartika. So really, because I really eager to address, and again very proud because to addressing the people like you, the faculty and of the nation, okay, different locations from different colleges. So I address a lot of groups normally, because my passion is training. I talk more, and I love to train. I love to learn a lot of things. So that is my passion. So almost in 18 years of experience, my life, my everything is a passion to learning. So everyday learning. So that is very important things. And you are the lecturer and you are the professors. So you also the same way, right? So you will love to learn, and you're allowed to teach to the people. So as rightly said, Madam said, so I have almost 18 years of experience in training and development, and then traveled almost 13 countries, and then almost 25 companies I had trained, and different kind of profile, like starting from blue collar, that is we used to call operator, to middle management, and again senior level management also. Almost 1.5 lakhs people I trained in my 18 years careers. So it is, I work with NTTF in Nokia Siemens, and Indus Towers, Renault, Nissan, Ashok Leyland, a lot of companies. I trained people in different kind of knowledge, domain knowledge in the automotive sector. So I am very passionate about this IoT session. And then as a professors, because you are the god for the student, right? Because you are cultivating the knowledge, and you are you are seeding the people, right? Seeding the people in the society. So how you are developing the people in such a way that to understand the basics, and then how they can support to the society. So here I saw the schedule almost 2 days. Lot of the people are attending last 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, and this is the third day. So you came across a lot of knowledges. Okay, so here I am going to give the little bit introduction about our IoT things, and then how the IoT play a role in the automotive sector, that is manufacturing sector. So every industry's IoT is playing. So a little bit, I hope I will remove some panic from your side, because everybody is worrying about the terms, right? IoT, it is a very fancy word. Okay, so how we can leverage this, okay, to the people, like upcoming engineers, upcoming technicians. Okay, so different people are working different kind of position. Okay, so how we can leverage this IoT to them. So as a professor, so how you can tell them, and how you can remove the fear of the people. That is very important, because education is not a fear. All right, education should be a hand-holding, and it should be a part of the life, right? So then only they can also prove a lot of things, and they can do a lot of things, right? So today I have limited time, so within a time I can complete whatever I prepare, and then whatever questions you have, definitely I can support you on this. So basically, I am an electronics and instrumentation engineer. So I worked in 1 or 2 companies as an instrumentation engineer. Then I started my career as a trainer. Okay, so because to train the people in the terms of instrumentation and everything, I took a lot of session for oil and gas industries, and then electronic manufacturing industries, and then mechanical industries. Okay, so here with I am starting my session. Good to go, madam? Anyone, yes, or no?
Yes,
sir.
Thank you. So the agenda of these 2 days, this 2 hours session, like Internet of Things, and history, how it works, and few application, and then what are the criticism and controversies of IoT, and then we will go with the industries. Okay, how in industries the IoT is playing. So everywhere seen, I hope you saw in that last 2 days slides. So this is evolution of Internet of Things, like Internet of documents, and Internet of commerce, then Internet of applications, and then Internet of people. So now Internet of everything. So Internet of documents, it is nothing but mail communication and Word, PPT, whatever we are working in the computers, all the documents, Internet of documents. And Internet of commerce, so that is nothing but our day by now, every daily life, like, right? So everything we are ordering through our mobile phone, and we are getting in our home itself, right? So these are all commerce applications. And you have various Internet of applications, all the Facebook, Twitter, everything. And then Internet of people, so connecting the devices, so through WhatsApp and Facebook, and then LinkedIn, and then again we are calling video call, audio call, everything through Internet of people. So now Internet of everything, so connecting everything through internet. So that is nothing but Internet of Things. I don't want much take this time here, because you people are already aware of this Internet of Things. So we can connect everything, anything with internet. That is nothing but Internet of Things. So history of Internet of Things, a brief history about how Internet of Things became a thing. So now people are saying that Internet of Things, we are talking in 2021. No, professors, No, sir. It is started from 1926 itself. So whenever the telephone started, there itself it started. That is the origin of the Internet of Things, we can say. Okay, so only thing is we did not use the Wi-Fi, we did not use the wireless, we use the medium to wire, right? So all the things are communicated. So 1926, 1960, 1974, 1984. So 1984 only the first domain started, because everybody is aware of that. Electronics came, all the silicon semiconductor devices came in the time of 1960 to 1980. So the 1984 is the electronic revolution in the world, actually. We can say that is the first evolution or revolution, we can say, right? After that, a lot of websites came and iPod was launched, and now 15 billion connected devices. So that is a target of 50 billion, definitely. So a lot of things are happened seriously, right? So 1926 onwards it is started. We connected a lot of devices, a lot of people, everything connected with the internet. So he is the inventor, Kevin Asdan. Okay, the Internet of Things is about empowering computers so they can see, hear, and smell the world for themselves. This is what he started with his mindset, and 1999. So the IoT was started. So that is a seeds was given by Mr. Kevin. So Internet of Things is an internetworking of the physical devices. We can say vehicles and buildings and items, joining items with embedded with electronic software, and we can use a lot of sensors, actuators, and network connectivity that enable these objects to collect and exchange the data. So you have embedded systems, and you have smart sensors, and you have smart systems like with actuators and CPS, cipher physical systems, and then cipher physical production system, and then the output will go to the respective people. So how it works? So I hope everybody knows. Again, I just recap this. So the Internet of Things life cycle is collect, communicate, analyze, and act upon. So how we are collecting? So collection. So normally any data, in any way, any devices, any systems, we need data. How we can collect the data? So using by some devices and some sensors. So collecting the data anywhere, every time, everywhere. So from at our home, in our car, at the office, and in the manufacturing plant, anywhere. So we need a small sensor, and we need some devices to to collect the data. That's all. So this is nothing but collection. So we are collecting the data, and then we are communicating the data. So sending the data and events through the networks in some destination. So it may be a cloud platform or any a private and data center, and is there maybe a home network, and maybe your mobile phone, or you have any internal server, anything. Okay, so collecting the data through the sensors and communicating through the medium, and it will go to the analysis section. So creating the information from the data, how we are interpreting the data. So it is nothing but analysis. So visualizing the data, building reports, and filtering data, paring it down, and again preparing for next what action to be done. So how we are analyzing, that is a third part. And fourth one, how it was for the action part. So taking action based on the information and data. So communicate with another machine, M2M, or send a notification through SMS, email, or text, whatever it may be, and talk to another system. So it will talk to another system and it will ask support. Okay, I completed this my work. You start your work. So this is what action. So normally the Internet of Things like collect, communicate, analyze, and act. So it will collect the information through sensors and some devices, and it will communicate via medium, and then it will some server or some computing device, it will analyze the data, then it will act upon. So what is the result to be done? So different kind of applications. So like building and home automation, manufacturing, like us, and medical and healthcare systems, and media, and environmental monitoring, infrastructure management, energy management, transportation, better quality of for life for elderly. So a lot of things are coming. So now the word, you name it, and you will have it in IoT. That's all. Very simple. You can name it. Any name you can give and you will have the IoT there. So as of for the students, okay, definitely these are the applications they can do it. So anything they can take it up. Any line they can take it up. Any field they can take it up. So they can convert as IoT. It is very, very easy. So students no need to fear about the fancy word IoT or Industry 4.0 or artificial intelligence or virtual reality, whatever it may be, the augmented reality. So they should not fear about it, because it is nothing. Connecting the devices through computer, writing some codification to get the operation or output, better output. That's all. So application to diverse applications like consumer, home and transport, health, building, cities, smart hospitals, smart buildings. Lot of things are came now. It is going to come actually. So the target is 50 million connected devices in 2021. As of now, we have, I will show slide. As of now, we have only 10.5 something. Okay, so we don't have the exact connectivity because of the pandemic COVID situation. Otherwise, it would have come in very big way. So for example, transportation plus smart cities. So in town 10, San Francisco, 20 to 30% of all traffic congestion is caused by the people hunting for a parking spot. So there is a smart parking lot came. So it will show where is a parking is available. So that automatically the car driver can take and he can park the car. So the smart city, wherever the parking lot is, it is already connected with their laptop, mobile phones and the car. So easily they can identify the location and they can park it wherever it is available. And second one, smart parking, again I told, all the cars are connected through management systems and SMS. So it will come parking sensor, everything automatic. So communication, there is a base station. So every car will have the RFID and automatically the data will capture to connected to the communication base system, and then through mobile, through Wi-Fi or through our 4G technologies or 5G, whatever the cell phone technologies. And then it will go to the computer management system. There it will operate and it will perform the operation and it will send the SMS. See, so like this is a city like efficient waste management in smart cities supported by the sensing as a service. So garbage trucks, the garbage trucks will sense wherever wherever they are keeping the dustbin in the location. So it is filled automatically. It will indicate. So no need to go every day. The truck no need to go to every day to the particular location to pick the waste. Once it is half fill or full fill, so then only the sensor will sense and it will give the information to them. Then automatically that time only they will go and they will collect the waste. So lot of money saving, lot of time wasting is avoiding, right? And then again, money saving means it is diesel consumption. Lot of things are there. So automatically they will sense and they will efficiently they will maintain the waste management systems. So some of other daily products, whatever we are using it. So lighting, Philips lighting. So we can change the light illumination through mobile phone, and we can measure. I think yesterday the SAT would have explained about that medical, right? So like glucose meter, and then there's a T-shirt. The T-shirt will tell about your calories, burn calories, and everything. And then that is a Babolat. It is a racket. So how it will, the racket speed and everything, it will sense and it will tell to them. So these are all some of the examples. You have a lot of examples. I don't want to show everything here. So nowadays, because Google is there, you can learn anything, everything from Google. So you name it. Again, I'm saying you name it and you will have it in IoT. So it is very simple, like water systems, water management system in our room, our hall, our home. AC systems, automatically switch on the AC. and automatically it will switch on, switch off the water for water from the sump to the water tank, overhead tank. And then some of the washing machines are coming with IoT nowadays. So you can switch on the washing machine from the remote location until you reach the home, the clothes are ready. So a lot of things are came. So the power of connectivity, the most comprehensive over, I put in our industry circumstances, that's what it is, a PBO, and again it is HRMS, and then citizen management system for the cities, and the mobile workforce with a lot of mobile applications, and HR as a consultant. So how the IoT is playing a vital role all over in our all over the world, day to our life. So the future prospect of IoTs. So world population, definitely we thought it will beat the world population. Yes, you are right. So it is almost nowadays in 2021, as on March, it is 10.07 billion, but we expected 50 billion connected devices. But as of now, we are at 10.07 billion connected devices because of 2 years of the COVID situations, COVID pandemic. We could not, it could not able to connect. Otherwise, it would have reached the 50 million over and above that. Again, I am emphasizing this. So Internet of everything. So data, people, things, and process. So leverage the data into the useful information for decision making, and then physical devices and objects connected to internet to each other, often called Internet of Things. Then people, connecting people in more relevant and valuable ways. So that's what I'm going to talk about in the next 2 slides. Okay, so then process, delivering the right information at the right person and right system or right machine at the right time. So what is the criticism and controversies of IoT? Actually, this slide should be come last slide, but I put why it is in the first slide before going to the industry. So these are the things we need to think about it. And every company, so as a professor, definitely you would have reached all the companies for your internship, for your people internship, and asking them, I'm ready to do IoT for your people. Our people will do, but company will slightly, they will be upfronts because we are not ready to, we are not ready to do that. The problem is, number one, privacy. So number two, security. Okay, so what is the privacy means? So in India, still the cyber physical system, the cyber security is in question mark. Till date, the cyber security is in question mark in India. We don't have the proper rules and guidelines, and we don't have the proper law for the cyber security usage. I hope you people are aware a lot of things in what is happening in China, what is happening in Dubai, right? So information will not come out without the government rules or government approval. But in India, it is not like that. Immediately you will, because you also seniors and you also felt so bad nowadays. And in our home, we have 4 mobiles. Your father and mother 1 mobile, and you and our wife, we have 1 mobile, and even daughters and also we have mobiles. You can see, if you are sending 1 message to your father, immediately within 2 minutes it will come to every mobiles of in your home, and again it will come back to you also as a forward message from one other group. Without knowing the truth or without knowing the reality of the message or reality of the information, immediately we will forward that. So we don't have the set procedure, right? We don't have the set law for that. So in our industry also, it is a problem. All the manufacturing industries, because if anybody using the mobile phone, we are not allowing to take the photograph inside the factory, because a lot of competitors are there, a lot of technologies are there, because each product. So I am from Anand Automotive. So we have almost 19 companies, 61 locations. Almost, if you have, I hope everybody have a car or bike. In your car, you take almost 60% of product from our side, Anand Automotive companies. So from AC, brake, steering, airbag, and your seat belt, and your AC, and your shock absorber. So lot of your axle. Okay, so lot of things are coming from our good companies. So what I'm trying to say here, so the parts, whatever we are manufacturing the parts, it should not, people should not take a print, photograph inside in the factory. So if we are giving the mobile platform, automatically what they will do, they will take a photograph and they will send it to his friends. Today I did the one thing. So tomorrow if any accident happen, they will again forward this action happened like this, and it will be a question mark. So privacy is a very important. So what we are worrying about it actually. So if you are using a IoT, privacy is limited. So that's what a lot of companies are avoiding, and they are frustrated. But still, governments are taking a lot of policies. So soon it will also overcome it. Then security, again, privacy and security are both are related to same. So we don't have the proper security systems. So easily our data will transfer from India to London or India to anywhere in the world, right? So that is a worrisome for us. And autonomy and control, definitely we don't have the control. And autonomous, again, if we are going with autonomous kind of activities, then the control mechanism is very important, because we came to know that actually we came across in different kind of the industries. Normally the industry people, operators, so they will do a lot of willful mistakes, like they will do some knowingly they will do some mistakes, so it will create a lot of problems. So that's what, again, I'm saying, the laws, right? We don't have the proper laws, very tough, correct. So strict rules, we don't have it. So unknowingly they can do anything, or knowingly they can do anything, and they will say, I'm sorry. So we have the freedom. So that is again playing more role in this. So we have one association, people are aware of it, ACMA, right? Auto Components Manufacturing Association. So we are discussing a lot of things about these topics. So we are planning to bring a lot of autonomous vehicles in 2030. So, but we don't know, in India, it will take another 20 more years. Maybe 2050 we can see different kind of cars in India, because still we are fighting to bring the autonomous cars, because our roadside, our streets and everything is not as much as easy to support for these autonomous vehicles. And then social control, and again political manipulation, definitely you people are aware of it. And design, then environmental impact, and then influences and human moral decision making. That is very, very important. So because in our India, like big countries, so we have more manpowers, so human energy, or we have human populations, right? We have human source. But if we are giving a lot of automation, then almost it is not like that, but we can say 20% of people will not get right job. Okay, so because we have more uneducated people, so those people they lose their jobs. That is the only question mark. So all the things we are discussing in the different kind of forum with the government, different kind of forum with ARI, ACMA, because all the people are creating this kind of rules and policies to bring the autonomous vehicles, IoT, automation, everything. And if you are taking the manufacturing sector also, we are dealing with our suppliers and we are dealing with our clients. So we are the intermediator, like that, right? So we will produce some spare parts, and we are getting some raw material from our suppliers, and we will produce some parts like brakes, like disc, like shock absorber, like air filter, oil filter, and airbag, seat belt. So we are manufacturing, and then we are supplying to the OEMs, like all the company like Hyundai, Ford, Maruti, Nissan, right, Toyota, and everything. We are supplying to them. So if IoT in place in our system, then automatically all the data, whatever manufacturing number, okay, so like what is the quantity in our company and what is the raw material cost, everything automatically will go to the like client, meaning OEMs, and it will go to automatically the client. So we cannot make the profitable margin, and we cannot fix the margin as our wish actually. That is also the big question mark. So different kind of aspects are playing in the IoT role. So that's what manufacturing sectors are still they're thinking how we can bring it IoT for in different kind of purposes. without disturbing or without affecting our operations, our kind of things actually. So now I will go to the industrial evolution. So industry 1.0, I hope you people are aware of that already. So it is mechanization and steam and power and weaving loom, that is example. So we used steam power as energy, and then we use mechanical systems, and some example is weaving loom, right? So this is the industry 1.0. So very basic mechanical devices, pulley, lever kind of things. And industry 2.0 the same way, we drive into mass production with different assembly lines. Same one weaving loom, we converted into 10 weaving looms, and then we put some electrical energy to drive the motor. So we use electrical motor, and then the electrical motor given more production. So that is what called industry 2.0. And industry 3.0, it is automation and computers and electronics. Again, I can show the year. Yes, so it is automation and computers and electronics with industry 3.0, and industry 4.0, it is a CPS along with IoT things. So this is the industry revolution. So I have one question here: is it revolution or evolution or revolution? $1 million question for us. So what is meant by evolution? The earlier carriage and more fancy carriage, right? That is what evolution. But now we have automobile, that is nothing but revolution. So same telephone, and see a gradual process in which something changes progressively from one stage to another. It is nothing but evolution. But whereas the revolution, a total turnaround, a sudden and complete or fundamentally radical change, something. However, the innovation such a ground mail to commercial telephone, this is an example. So what is evolution and what is revolution? So we are into a revolution actually. So now the revolution already happened. So now we have to evolve again. So that's what people are saying, no invention or no introduction hereafter, only innovation. So how we can innovate the things? Because already almost you people, a lot of doctorate people are there. You people know better than me. So a lot of things are already invented. So now we are innovating more. So recent trends, it is saying that it is almost 2014. So I can say 2014 to 15. So 35% of currently collecting the data and using the data generated by the smart sensor, whereas in US. So US manufacturers are beginning to implement IoT solution and believe it IoT is a record for future growth. It is 2014. 70% believe it is extremely or moderately important that US manufacturers adopt an IoT strategy in their operations. And 38% currently embedded sensors in products that enable end users, customers to collect sensor generated data. So in US it is possible. Why not in India? Definitely it is possible, but it will take not some time. It will take more time because we are all dependent on human powers only, human manpower only, because we have more human manpowers. So this is the first one, 18th century, and and then industry 2.0, it is in 19th century, and industry 3.0 is the Q4 of 20th century. You can see 21st century, it is industry 4.0. So the two things, industry 3.0 and 4.0, happen within very short span of time. So it is nothing but, so in industry, for me, I used to say it is nothing, because in third industry, almost 10 to 15 years back itself, we have some automation. It is not fully automated. We have semi-automation. Lot of that's what we used to say, POCA, okay, mistake proofing methods. Okay, so we will put some sensor, small capacitors, small transducers, we will put it, and then we will stop the error or we will stop the problems. We already did it actually. So it is not new to us, but the word new to us, industry 4.0, IIoT. So these are all the new fancy word. That's what I told. Now you name it actually. They name it and now they are connecting. That's all. Nothing else. So in 3.0 itself, we introduce lot of electronic devices and PLCs, robots, cobots, and SCADA, DCS. Lot of things that came in industry 3.0 itself. That is a lot of automation automatically we can say. Now Industry 4.0, we are connecting all those things with the computer and with the internet and with the remote control. So that is the only minor change I can say. It is not major change, a minor change I can say. So what is industrial IoT? The IoT is now being thought as a two types of a network, kind the human IoT and the industrial IoT. The human IoT is characterized as having the human interaction and low failure impact. So that's what we company like us, manufacturing industries, now we are believing that the human IoT, let's see, we will utilize the both. And the industrial IoT is characterized as operating without the direct human interaction and oversight, sometimes with the potential catastrophic failure impact. What is meant by human IoT? Human control or at least monitor. That's what a lot of companies in India started with GoBot. So instead of robot, we are going with the Hobot. So can include the person using device, phone, tablet, computer, etc. And then most consumer and wellness devices, like example, if you're connected at home, thermostat fails in most cases, you will detect and this and becomes a nuisance issues. And a thermostat and unoccupied dwelling or an industrial process or an area that must be kept in a certain temperature range for a safety and cause catastrophic failure. So normally, so human IoT nowadays, small companies like 2 crores turnover company, 10 crores turnover company, they are implementing this human IoT. So as a student, okay, so for our student, lot of exposures, lot of opportunities are in the human IoTs. People can utilize it actually. And industrial IoT primarily devices, and it will talk each other, one machine to another machine, right? And then robustness, control. So these are all like primary issues for us. And then consumer items can quickly cross over as a phone app can control your home or even your car or monitor life critical. These are all examples of that actually. So industrial IoT, already you know that. So it is a devices will talk each other. So current IoT landscape in manufacturing. So now I am entering to our manufacturing companies. So hope you people are aware in the manufacturing sector, different kind of functions are there. So I am going to take care of like what are the function, how we can use IoT. So that's what I'm going to explain here. So one of the example, Airbus. So that is a factory of the future. So like a mixed reality application tab. So cross between the sensor bag and a tablet. So this is one example. And in the same company, internet connected smart tools like auto adjust to different actions and log information and reduces assembly time. So these are all they are utilizing for that. And AR, it is driving instructional and educational tutorials, okay, for teaching the students or teaching the fresh engineers. Normally AR, everybody in our industries, we are using for the people to feel it actually. So how we are connecting the devices, because if you take any chalk observer, we are assembling the chalk observer. So while assembling the chalk observer, we need to put some oil and we need to put some carbon powder, okay, and then we have to screw it, right? So for that, while we are training the people, you join us, we will use the augmented reality to feel it, how it will be become. So now what is happening? Our training speed is increased, because that is called, madam also told in my introduction, Textility Center. So a lot of companies we used to do have the Textility Centers. So in the Textility Centers, we are using the augmented reality, and our companies and some companies are using virtual reality also. So how the part is going to get assembled, okay, how you have to see the defects, how you have to understand the defect, identify the defects and everything. So we are teaching through that. So our times, a lot of time consuming is there, and then again we are getting a lot of benefits, right? Efficient work, because they are seeing visually in the screen, and then while they are going to the industry shop floor, they will compare easily. So that's what they are doing it actually. So you people are aware of that actually already. Like if you are teaching with the presentation or if you're teaching with the video, the memory, the storing capacity will be increased, right? The memory will be increased actually. So that we are using the AR for to understand the people, so how the operations are performed in the assembly operation. Mostly it is an assembly operation, because machine operation we are using a lot of lathe, and we are using a lot of CNC machining, and assembly a lot of robots we are using for the machining process. So only assembling process we are using a lot of humans. So for the human people, the people easily understand through AR. And this is a shampoo plant used by Siemens, like bottle carriers with RFID tags, and smart dispenser machines like reads RFID info, and it will determine the which type of shamps to fill it here, and how much shampoo to fill it. So these are all smart dispensers machine. And then smart labeling machine, again it will reads RFID info, then it will determines which the bottle is filled and what label to put on the bottle, right, and where the label has to put it. So everything it will smart labeling machine, and it eliminates the need for human input, the dispensing and labeling process. Normally in, I can say 10 years before, still in India. So that's what again I have to talk about India only, because we are in India and we need to support our nation. So in India, still we have the people, we have the company using manually, they are pasting the stickers, the labels in the bottle and everything, because a lot of companies are following the same. And but in that's what the error is happening actually. So we have, like I can say small example here. So what we will do, we will people will paste the stickers, right? So 2 people or 3 people will sit in the one line, and they will pick, the conveyor will run, and they will pick the product boxes, and then they will paste the sticker and it will go. So what will happen, sometimes the label will miss it. So that what we use actually, so to avoid that, we put one more person to scan the label. So the person will scan the label, then automatically the count will go there, right? So what happened, if anything missing, then the scanning will not perform, then automatically the operator will pass to the previous section, like this label is not there, please paste it. So now everything is automated. That's what I can say. And then eliminate the need for a separate production line for each type of shampoo. That's what I again, right? So here in this process, one single line, it will segregate which shampoo, which type of shampoo, which bottle, which color bottle, everything will be determined based on the programs. Whereas in our traditional system, we will run for one particular product of shampoo, or one particular product of a product, and then afternoon we will wind up everything, then again we will change the slide, and then again we will say, okay, now afternoon itself another product, so you have to use this kind of color and this kind of label, everything. So whereas in the automation part, it is not required actually. The same line, everything will came. And then next, it is a Continental AG smart factory. So like active RFID tags and the geolocation are used to move the tire components throughout the factory. So within the factory, where is the components are moving, everything they can understand, and they are reading out. And then robots and collaborative robots are using. Robots are shown how to do the task once, and again they can perform and repeat the action, and reduce the risk of injuries and reduce the need of additional assisting employees. So that's what I told, no, cobot. So collaborative robots actually. So these robots are whenever we are doing, automatically it will also do some operation. So in India, a lot of companies have started using these cobots, collaborative robots. What the future holds? So streamlined factories, lot of sensors are attached to the components, like forklift, employees, and all the assets. So now nowadays in industry, attendance everything through automation. You people are aware of that. So while we are entering, there is a punch card, or we have some ID card, access card, or we have fingerprint sensor. So once you put the fingerprints, automatically your control devices will enable that. So if I am a HR, I am entering into the company. If I'm punching that, automatically my related systems, everything will be open in the company. All the entries will open. Okay, so I'm entering now. I started punching the security gate. So now he is ready to do his work. And now the laptop also, you can see the punching, right? So we have the punch card and we have to insert, then only the laptop will on. And once we switch on the laptop, then automatically it will recognize my face and it will say, okay, you are in, now your attendance happened, so now you can come, you can use company websites, company data. So these are all the small devices which is related to connect with the human beings. So all the sensors, lot of sensors attached with the components. So 4 is very small exercise I am saying, and components, you can see all the components. So you people are aware of that soon, the Bosch, and then yes, Bosch is Bosch and Value. So Value also one of my company. So they are going to play in different kind of roles in the automation of the vehicle services. So the example, if you're driving in any bypass highway road, okay, highway roads, definitely you will not found any service, right? Roadside service will not be available in that. So what it will happen? So now the sensor will be in the car. The car, like now how we are monitoring, right? We are health checkup happening, like that car checkup. So while there is a RFID, so the RFID will communicate with the service center, customer care of Value and Bosch. So what will happen? The car will interact with the Value and Bosch. So if any like unavoidable or something is going to happen, then automatically you will get a call from the customer care. So dear sir, you are driving in the road within the kilometer of 100 kilometers speed. So now please reduce your speed. Another 10 to 15 minutes, you will have some breakdown. So slowly stop the car somewhere left hand side. Within half an hour, we will take you and our engineer will come and serve you. That's an interesting thing. So the cars are going to connect through internet with a Value and Bosch engineers. So you don't know actually what is going to happen. So then what we will do immediately, we will stop the car. Then automatically within half an hour, the people will come, the service engineer will come, and he will rectify the problem and he will go away. And another interesting things, nowadays you can, if you have in any Nissan car, lot of fuses will be there, lot of electronic circuits board will be there, lot of fuses will be there. So the engineers will tell you, sir, please stop the car nearby the toll gate or nearby the area. So give half an hour time. I will service, I will rectify the problem through online itself. That is also going to happen. So just imagine this, right? So all the places, all the sensors, and every components connected with going to connect with IoTs. So this is a factories. I'm not saying it's a current factories. A lot of like developed countries like America, some of the big factories they are using it actually. So by geolocating the sensors, one can see how people and products are moving. You can see that. So process can be streamlined and production time reduced. So you can see the MD of the company or the production head of the company or human resource manager of the company. He can see how many people are moving, how people are doing the products, and how people are moving, and how the products are moving. Everything they can see from the outside where the people are sitting there. So now very simple answers, right? So no, because see, the sensors and everything we are talking now, but earlier 10 years before, we have CCTV camera. The CCTV is one type of sensor. We did not connect it with IoT kind of big way. We did not name that IoT. We used to say CCTV. So already we use the CCTV to see where the people are moving, where the products are moving, where the forklifts are moving. Everything we already monitored that, right? So now, then why it is IoT again? Because that's what the question. Everybody has the questions in industry experts. We used to ask the same question. Why then IoT? It is already there in our place. So now we are collecting the data. We are observing that record, and based on the records, any abnormalities are happening, then we are taking the action accordingly. That's all, nothing else. So that is the only point I can say. So we have the data. Now we are analyzing the data and we are taking some action accordingly. See, so traditional methods of data collection, same. We have the traditional methods, and reason behind the production delay and bustle over multiple errors and the never-ending wait for action plan. These are the benefits of the monitoring system production, which is already we have. We have small capacitive transducers. It will read how many times the machines are stopped, how many times are these machines are stopped, how many times are machine are off. It will give the data. But in current system, what we are doing with the data is data. That's all. We are not using the data, and we are not interpreting the data. We are not utilizing the data, and we are not using the data to perform further operation. So normally there is a uptime and downtime in the production, correct? So now every company will have 70 to 85% of machine effectiveness we have. So to improve the machine efficiency, we can utilize this IoT, right? So automatically the uptime and downtime calculation will be very, very sensitive way, like small 0.001 second also it will capture. So then we can calculate and we can tell the machines and we can tell the operator. So this is not in the way. So you can improve the productivity by reducing the downtime. So how we can reduce the downtime? Again, we have one more committee and we will put it and we will see the machines and everything. That up to, I will come to next slide. So we can reduce our downtime and we can increase the uptime. Then automatically the productivity also will increase. So here the benefit of it actually, because we have all the data. Every time the operator and the computer will take, we have SPC, we have a control chart, right? So all the control chart we are putting all the lower limit, upper limit, and optimization limit, all the things we are putting. But we will not take action immediately. But whereas in IoT, we can take the immediate actions and we can see, immediate visualize the mistakes and visualize the productivity. Because for the MD, for the company owner, we need a profit, right? So if you are showing through analyzing the data, this is the downtime of this month. So if you are reducing that, automatically the productivity will increase up to 90%. Then obviously he will be happy. He will say, okay, sir, immediately improve it, do it. So that's what we are going with that nowadays. So already we have the system, we have the devices in place now. Sorry. So we are going to increase the effectiveness of the system and efficiency of the machine. That's what the IoT going to useful and in the company for the manufacturing sector in the production monitoring system. So next one, it is a maintenance. That's what again I want to come here, maintenance function. So production function. So we are using sensors to monitor the production productivity and to control like the tolerance, right? Our outer side CL upper limit and lower limit. So within the specification limit, the process should be run. So we can avoid, right? So we can avoid the deviations by using the IoT in the production systems. So the factory, it will monitor the manpower movement. It will monitor the production movement, and it will give the machine stop uptime and downtime to the industry people. Then automatically they can control it. They can take action on it. And maintenance. So this is another function and department. So to maintenance, it is like because maintenance people are very important. So now IoT will play a important role in the maintenance. So like it will monitor and it will maintain and it will optimize and optimize the asset for the better availability and utilization of the performance. You can gain better visibility into assist via real-time monitoring, allowing you to predict machine failure. So this is like it is starting from the stores, asset management, like how many screws are available as of now, how many threads are available, how much oil is available. Everything will be in like in the database. Earlier we used to write in the paper and pen and notebook, and we will collate and we will give to the management once in a month. But being using by IoT, every fraction of seconds, every minutes, we came to know what is available in the maintenance function. And then records, that is very important. So in the company, we used to perform preventive maintenance and like scheduling maintenance. Every month we have 1 day, off day schedule maintenance. Everything will be record. So what will happen? It the record, normally we used to put the record in the computer, and we will call the maintenance person. Okay, so when we have the schedule last time, okay, 15th of May. Okay, so this year, this month, we cannot do on 15th of June because of lot of corona cases. Because of that, we did not run the factory efficiently. So we just change over to next month. So automatically it will get changed. But whereas in IoT, it is not allowed actually, because program means programs. So the machine will not run. So all the machine history will be feed into the software. So the machine will say, you have to perform preventive maintenance or schedule maintenance to me. Then only I can run. I will not run until you clear my errors. So then automatically the maintenance person, what he has to do? Immediately he has to call the operator and he has to clean the machines and everything. Then the machine will start the working. So these are all the minority things, like very, very small things. We are going to capture it here. IoT based predictive maintenance architecture. So this is a small architecture. So we're using it actually. So like actuators and control applications, and these are all your fancy words, right? Nowadays you people are using it, right? Machine learning, and then data analytics, big data analytics, like, and big data warehouse. So really, because 2-3 years before also I also surprised actually, what is mean by big data analytics, blockchain, right? And then machine learning. So everything is nothing else, right? So nothing but data analysis, right? So only the data analysis and interpretation of the data, collection of the data, and give the result. That's all, nothing else. So employee dependence for manual inspection of equipment, and calling the authorized service personnel for the equipment maintenance, sudden equipment failure hitting production efficiency, and absence of visibility on the health of equipment. That's what I said in the maintenance function side, right? So automatically it will say. So you have, I hope you people are aware of that, because most of the people from communication side. So telephone communication, cell phone communication, there is a cell phone tower. So under the cell phone tower, there is a BTS, base transceiver station. So in the BTS, you can see, so a lot of two kind of machines will be there, operation and maintenance machines. So they have the two CPU will be there. So what I meant to say, we already use this IoT. So 10 years before, 15 years before, we have the cell phone technologies. So in the cell phone technology, the cell phone tower will talk each other. So the base station and master station, MTS master station, the base station have any failure, the master station people will take over the control and they can rectify the problem from online. So it is there already. So, but now we are talking the fancy word, we are utilizing the fancy word because to analyze and perform. That's all. So proactive maintenance and predictive maintenance, and nowadays the prescriptive maintenance, that is the third one. Okay, so what is the solution of it? Like remote continuation monitoring, and then failure prediction, and what is the current machine efficiency versus restorable efficiency, like future energy price, everything, because you know the machine is running means it is cost involved, because the current and wear and tear and the oil, whatever oil is required for the machines, and everything it is involved. So automatically it linked to cost. So if the machine is working 100% efficiency with effectiveness, then our production productivity and our cost saving is very more. That's what our people normally will focus on, the maintenance part. So in our companies, we, instead of industry 4.0, we already have two kind of automation, semi-automation and fully automation. Semi-automation already we have, almost 20 years before itself, we are using the semi-automation, which is controlled by human. Now we are going with the fully automation to analyze the data. Based on the data, we are going to take some decision. So for that, we are going to use the industry 4.0 applications. So next function is nothing but quality control. because we saw the function called production and we saw the function called maintenance. Now the function is quality. So quality is nothing but you people are aware of that, like quality check how the product is getting produced. Is there any defect is there or not? Is there any problem is there or not? Because aesthetic defect also not applicable, not not approved actually. Meaning any scratches, any small dent marks, or any color fade in the parts, which is not allowed. So that normally now the people are seeing, now the machine are going to see it. So this is also, my dear Professor Sir, we have already with 1984 itself, 1984, there is a technology, right? You know, the through hole technology and SMT, surface mount technologies. So for the surface mount technologies, we use a lot of cameras to hold the electronic equipment in the board, PCBs. So how we, because you know the surface mount SMT components are very small and we cannot be able to see the components. So what we used to do, the pick and place machines, we used to say pick and place machines. The pick and place machines, it will pick the components and it will place it by using the camera. It is already there. So now again we just put it another word, right? That's what fancy word I used to say, right? So RFID here using. So RFIDs are attached to the product, can be used for tag defective products. And then if over a certain number, an employee can be alerted to see if there is a bad batch of components or if any adjustments need to be made in the machinery. So the operator will monitor. So the camera, through the camera it will pass and it will see, it will capture the RFID and it will show any dimension changes or any abnormal color change in the product, or any screw is missing, or any dust is there. So all the things it will observe through the cameras, very precise cameras, and immediately the data will collected and it will immediately give the record. So as of now, the part is 1 is okay, part 2 is okay, product 3 is okay, product 4 is okay, product 5, yes, stop. There is a small hair in it. Because small line is there, I hope it is a line or hair. Okay, then stop the product. The operator will go and take the product and he will remove it, he will wipe it, and then again he will feed it. So now what will happen automatically? So because normally what we are putting, actually a lot of proposals actually went to different kind of companies, and still you will not believe, still people are marking by the pen marker in the product. What they will marker, screw number 1 okay, screw number 2 okay, screw number 3 okay, like that. They are checking the product. They will check the product, how many screws, 5 screws are there or not. They will mark it by the marker, and in final assembly they will erase the marker, and then automatically they will keep in the boxes. So this can be eliminated by this product, this usage of IoT, because there is a 5 screws. So automatically we will fix the product in the fixture, the robot kind of hands. So then fixture will rotate 5 screws position. The camera will capture the 5 screws are present or not. Then it will give the report to the operator. Then operator can monitor and he will accordingly, he can take a decision. So if an adjustment need, automatically real time itself we can make it up. Otherwise in the manual operation, what we have to do, if any one screw is missing, then immediately the entire pallet, meaning each pallet will have 1000 quantity, 500 quantity, depends upon the product size. So then we have to verify. We have to put one more operator there. The operator will reopen the product and then he will check whether all the 5 screws are present or not. So you see the time wastage, right? So plenty of time will be wasted. For total one shift will go, because 1000 product, again we have to recheck whether all the screws are present or not. So you will not believe, only that product only, whatever the operator found, there is only the screw missing product. All other 1199, it is perfect. But our time is waste now, correct? So if we are using this automation, this IoT, then product quality is controlled and cost predictions are made while product is still moving through the production line. So these are all the benefits of IoT of in quality functions. So see, this is a sensor, and there is a calibration machine and health parameters, ambition parameter, and then quality monitoring system. It is a cloud based. It will give the input to the cloud based systems. and then identify that some parameters approaching the thresholds, then pinpoints the source of an issue and sends alert to the recommendation. So the operator will only monitor it. Current process, we will have 3 operators here. But if you are using IoT, we can have only 1 operator. Then it is a question mark. So 2 operator I have to send out. So then again jobless. So to avoid that only, still that's what I am emphasizing the word, still we are working in progress. Yes sir. So now next one is a supply chain function. So as of now we saw production and the maintenance and then quality. So now the entire supply chain operations. So how the supply chain is going to evolve with that? So it is already done e-commerce platform like Amazon, Flipkart. You have all the things, right? Super Dairy and Big Bazaar, Reliance Trends. Everybody they are doing e-commerce app through e-cart. So through these logistics and everything by the IoT things. So manufacturer, and then it will go to logistics and warehouse, then distributor and the retailer. So these are all controlled by IoT platform. So how it will be benefited for the industries? So in industry, in supply chain means we have to maintain the correct inventory, good inventory and right inventory. So how we can do that? So that's what we are using. Sensors or containers can determine when product is running low or running full or overflow, bin overflow or bin is low. All the intimations will come to directly to the machines through IoT, and it will come to the operator in the line itself. So normally the bin, whatever you are seeing here, this kind of bins it is a controlled bin. Okay, there is a sensor controlled bin, there is a sensor is there, and it will show what is the fulfill now, what is the size, what is the capacity of the bin and how much components are there in it. Because normally what used to say, there is a pallet and there is a tray. So we will keep all the components in the tray, and if it is a 24 component tray, then 24 components would be there. So operator will oversee it actually, the like a bad view kind of things. He will see from the top and he will see 24 is present, then he will keep it into the pallet. So like that he will keep it in. Now what will happen? Sometimes you will not believe, sometimes some components will be missing. The customer 1200 per pallet, but 1119 will be there. One is missing. We don't know how it is missed. So it will go to the customer, because once we pack now, we cannot remove, we cannot check it. Automatically it will go to the customer end only. So to avoid that, we have a lot of mistake proofing method like weighing machine. We will weigh it the product while packing. After packing also we will weigh it actually. So still sometimes it will go one components may be missing. So to avoid that, this IoT will be very useful. So it will sense and it will monitor that. So employees will be alerted and proactively reorder the parts when the certain level is reached, or orders can be automatically placed with the suppliers. So here where we have the problem with our vendor, our supplier, because if you are showing the pin to the company, OEMs like Hyundai and Maruti, and they will ask why your pin is empty. Because I am seeing I have production today, I have 1200 cars to be produced today, but your pin is saying 800 only. Where is the 400? So then they will put penalty on us. Because what we will say as of now, what we are doing it, we will say already 800 reached your factory. So you start the production, 400 will come to in the next shift, so you can complete the production within the day. But they will not accept it. So they will ask the questions, how I will believe this 400 will come? So if there any problem, then what is the buffer? So lot of questions will come from the industry, our vendor. So our supplier, our OEM. So that what we are planning, that's what we are avoiding, inclusive of this IoT in all the aspects, all the product, all the process. So this is a easiest system, and it will automatically tell where is the product, where is the order, and how many product is less, how many product is over, and everything. So components will not run out or run low, reduce cost of production, more uptime for factories, which leads to higher productivity levels. So this is 100% right, but because of the human manpower, we cannot achieve the 100% efficiency in the productivity, and we cannot avoid the quality defects. So normally the quality defects, you can say ppm, the words we used to say. So now it is BBP, right? Initially it is a million opportunities, okay, now it is billion opportunities. So all the quality aspects, still we are working with the human being, so that we are getting a lot of errors. So if we want to become IoT enabler, then all the functions should be IoT things enabled. Then only we can sustain and we can reduce all the problems. Otherwise, it is very difficult to us. So that we are worrying about how we can implement IoT in all aspects. So this is again one example how it is working. So RFID system and IoT system, and then right hand side you can see the process, and then what are the equipments or locations, conditions, status, and all the deliveries, right? So this is a simple example of the supply chains. So hope you people are aware of it. All the trackers, like all the trucks and all the travel logistics, all the trucks will be connected through IoT. So nowadays, because where the truck is moving, and what is the distance between the end location and here, how many times the driver stopped the vehicle, any abnormalities happen or not, immediately it will go to the respective area. So all the information now it is tracking through these IoT systems. So these are all, I can say again, it is very old system. We are using almost 20 years back itself. So RFID in the supply chain. So from the factory, from our industry, I can say. So the factory, we will produce the product here, and then tagging. So it will label and it will give the RFID. Then like it will go to here, like stock take. Then picker will pick that, and it will go to the auditing and dispatch. So dispatch will go to the shipping area. Then it will come to the distribution center. Then the receiving area, then stock cake. So these are all the step-by-step process. So then you can see the retail stores and receiving stock cake. So here what will happen? The retail stores and our factory will connected with IoT through the distribution center. So the retail stores, whatever the retail stores have some back, like they have some limited orders or they have less quantity, then automatically will come to the distribution center. The distribution center will raise the order to us, then immediately we will produce and we will send it to that. So this is the systems we already in our place. So like e-commerce, we have our own company platform also. Through SAP we are using it actually. So automatically the dealer, roadside dealer or retail dealer, whatever they are ordering, it will come to our sub dealer, and the sub dealer distribution dealer, the dealer will give to us immediately, and we will produce and we give to others. So this is a very easiest way, and it is happening. So even RFID and the IoT is very supporting to us for this supply chain. So 99% I can say in our all the companies, right? So after the supply chain, IoT is very performing well actually, and again it is giving a lot of real-time data. So use the case of IoT in manufacturing, how we are using it, like digital twins, like predictive maintenance, asset tracking, quality control, and safety and security systems. I used to say SCM, ERP, ERP, a lot of ERPs are there now. All the ERPs are connected with IoTs, and industry 4.0, all the machines are trying to connect with IoTs. And then all the IoT applications with a widespread adoption, and a lot of new business are going to with IoTs, and IoT playing a vital role in the supply chain. I already told that. So this is the factory of future. So I used to say to the people actually, so while I'm taking to the students, so I used to interact with the students. That time I used to say everybody have the life, everybody have the jobs. So you have to select yourself in the specialist. Soon our because you people know better than me, the education also going to little bit change. So in industries, we are creating a lot of specialists, a lot of experts. Like initially we have one operator, the operator will do one operation, and then we will do multi-skilling, then he will do multi-level, operation, Then what he will designate? We will designate him as a supervisor. After supervisor, he will become a production manager. After production manager, he will become a production head, and then production head to plant head, and then CEO or MD. So this is what hierarchy we are following it. But nowadays we are changing. So in production itself, robotic specialist, mechatronics specialist, IoT specialist, quality specialist. So we are going to already change. A lot of companies are changing this word actually. In our company, almost 7-8 companies are changed. Out of 19 companies, 7-8 companies are changed. We are bringing a lot of specialists. So how we are specializing? The PLC specialist, SCADA specialist, and hydraulic specialist, pneumatic specialist, embedded specialist, like that we are bringing them. So then automatically in soon you will have augmented reality specialist, IoT specialist, right? Blockchain specialist, correct? SAP consultant, kind of this. A lot of roles going to play. So different roles will come soon. So as a student, I used to recommend them. I used to request them. So you can choose any one of the field. Then you can be the master in it actually. So you can be a blockchain specialist, expert. You can be a PLC expert or specialist. You can be a radar specialist expert. So as a basic, you can learn all the 4 years, whatever you're learning, everything's the basics. So these basics will create you in a different direction. So understand the basics, then you can become an expert. So in different kind of area we have virtual reality specialist, AI specialist, AR specialist, different kind of specialists going to come in soon in all the industries. So these are the factory of the future. So you can see a lot of modular equipment and a lot of IoT sensors and AR, right? And then we have a PMA, and then we have a computer vision, and then cobots, and then we have a blockchain, and then it is go to the truck, right? So then automatically will go to the end user. So this entire supply chain, this entire blockchain, right, going to control this IoT. So anybody can be any specialist. That's what I used to say to the employees, students also. So now the interesting fact, I'm going to move another function. So as of now, we saw the 4 functions, right? So there is a basic function and important function, which is the most important functions of the manufacturing industries. So production, quality, maintenance, and supply chain. So now little bit deviation to the HR. So how the IoT playing a role in the HR? So as I told, all the attendance systems are automated now. All the salary processing is automated now. All the leaves are automated now. All the reimbursement, like mobile phone reimbursement, mobile phone bill reimbursement, laptop reimbursement, all the reimbursement, medical reimbursement, everything is automated now. How? Because of IoT. Once I punched my laptop, today my presents are done. I am present today. Wherever. I can be at my home, I can be at any office, I can be at anywhere. Once I switch on my laptop, and then I have to enroll myself. If my face and my finger is matching, fingerprint is matching, then automatically my present is there today. Then all 26 days attendance will be captured in the attendance systems. Then 27th day, automatically salary will come my account. No intervention of finance persons. Finance persons will check whether the respected amount is there or not in the account.
I am Perumal, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
So sorry for the interruption, sir.
Please.
Sir.
So IoT application in the HR department. So what I said actually, so once I put attendance, I logged in through my laptop, then automatically my attendance will capture in the payroll software and attendance monitoring system. Then once the 26th day, 26 days is present, then automatically the system will calculate and it will put the salary. Here the problem is, I cannot say to my company management, madam, I missed today attendance, or sir, boss, today attendance missed it, so I want the salary. It is not possible. They will say, you have to apply OD, like the OD, right? On job leave or something, on job duty. So you have to apply OD, then next month only you will get the salary. Because the system will not take already over. 22, 26 is 25 to 26 already over. So if you missed it, then you have to put OD, apply OD, then you will get the next month the salary. So this month not possible. So automatically the software will calculate the number of days I put in the attendance, then it will put the salary. So here HR role is nothing. So the HR role is now he is going to, because initially the HR will play with the salary and everything. Now the HR will not play with the salary. It is automated. So now the HR will go to the development process. How I can develop my people. So that's what here see. Improving health safety, enhancing employee comfort, measuring the employee productivity, and automating the payroll processing and gathering real-time feedback. All the things are in different set of HR. See, OD and travel management, training and event management, payroll outsource, accounting, time management, travel management, information system. These are all everything automated. So if I need to submit my mobile bill, there is a software. I have to attach my mobile bill and I have to tell this is a bill for this month, June month. Then automatically within 2 days I will get my money. That's all. I have to attach the bill. That's all. Automatically I will get the payment. No need to follow with the finance. No need to follow with the HR. Automatically the account will my amount will be credited in my account. There is a limit already. Automatically will come. All the policies. So in last 5 years before, 5 to 6 years before, I think before denomination, right? Yes. So like 2010 itself, we stopped using the cash. We avoid check also actually, because a lot of internet bankings are came. So all the process, cash handling, paperwork, everything we reduce because of the system. So now everything is automation. So our people can contribute a lot of things on the IoT things. So training and development. So now the training and development also LMS, learning management system. So how the learning management system works? We will collect the training needs. Every year we will collect the training needs by manually, by paper. Nowadays, no. Performance management, automatically automation. So performance management, because I am in Chennai now, but my head office in Delhi, I have another office in Pune. I used to travel to all over India every time. So what will happen? I will put the attendance everywhere, different locations. Automatically the attendance will capture. And performance, again, automatically it is linked with attendance, and again it will link with my KRA, the key result area. So whatever work I have to do it every year. So all the things will link with automation. So now wherever, if I am in Pune, I can submit my documents from the laptop and my boss will evaluate me, and then he will give the performance rating. And within a minute, automatically will go to my super boss. Super boss will accept and he will approve the rating. Okay, he is performing good or poor or average or very good. He will give it. Immediately, it will transfer to the LMS, learning management system. In the learning management system, we have the skill, whatever training needs identified for me during the performance appraisal, it will link with that. And then automatically it will come to my mailbox. Mr. I.M. Perumal, you have to attend 7 trainings this year based on your performance appraisal. These are the trainings. These are the training dates. Please register now itself. Then automatically I will register. Then the day of the training, 1 week before, I will get the notification. Mr. I.M. Perumal, you have the program on next week. This is a date. Please ready with that and block your calendar. All the information automated. So now my HR is very relaxed. So everything, because he is going for another operation. So how we can develop employee, how we can develop the welfare of the employees. So all the things like information system, travel management, even travel management again. If I want to travel to Pune or Delhi, I have to go to the software and I have to put an instruction. So where I'm traveling, everything automatically 2 mail will go. 1 mail will go to my boss and another mail will go to my travel agent. So boss will approve, travel agent will send the itinerary, and I have to select the flight option. Then automatically that ticket will come to my packet. So this is not now, it is my dear professor, sir. It is almost 10 years before we started this. We are working on it. So IoT is not new to us. IoT is already inbuilt with us. So, and then we have, again, I told the finance payroll option also here. So nowadays, you know, the banking, lot of banking options, lot of companies, right? All the, you know, the even if you see Amazon and if you see Flipkart, you have the like a boat. I am your boat. Please tell me what you want. All the things, everything IoT, you know better than me that. So how these IoTs, that is a word I used to say in previous also in India. How it is secure? That is $1 million question. Still, we have the fraud complaint. Fraud is happening because of the scam is happening through credit card. Do you know that already? Almost 1 crore, more than 1 crore cases in India about the credit card scam. Getting the OTP, transfer the fund from one account to another account. So how it is safe? That is $1 million question. So that our ACMA and all the automobile sectors, all the manufacturing sectors are working closely, and they are asking, they are answering, and they are giving the policies. Recently, very big policies also rolled out, recall policies. So based on the recall policies, again, 15 years already, the one more policy is 15 years cars should be vanished, and you have to give back to original companies. So different kind of policies going to come up. So along with that policies, so cyber crime, cyber face security system also going to come up. Once it is come up, then automatically we also, a lot of scopes will be, that's what I'm saying, a lot of scopes will be there for our students. So the students can get a lot of job opportunities in the industries as a specialist. Okay. So manufacturing revolution is shaping smart factories. This is my last slide. Like, so smart factories are connected in network through the use of cyber physical production system, which is lets factories and manufacturing plants react quickly to variables such as demand level, stock level, machine defects, and foreseen delays. This networking also involves the smart logistics and smart services. The whole value chain in such integrated network is subject to true engineering, where the complete life cycle of the product is traced from production to retirement through the use of IoT technologies. So I can share some few real case examples in 2-3 years, last 2-3-4 years I seen with my friends. So because as an alumni, we are doing a lot of activities through our National Engineering College, Koilpatti. So I have to be proudly say, so we are working different kind of applications with support of alumni association people, alumni people. So junior people. So last 2-3 years completed people, 2 years before 2019. So passed out students. So I am supporting him for the, we are co-evolved with the IoT things actually. So in my villages, I am from deep South India, Thoothukudi, we can call nearby Kanyakumari. So Thoothukudi, Tirunelveli, it is my villages. Thoothukudi is my hometown. So what we did actually, so with the help of my junior, so friends are working in Singapore, Malaysia and America. So they have their own field. So they have some guava tree, they have some coconut trees, and they have mango trees. So all the good trees they have, the land of 10 acres, 2 acres like that. So some trees, plantation kind of things, all the trees. So what we did IoT for them. So we put a lot of cameras and water irrigation system, everything automated. So no employee in the field. So fully it is covered by the wall. Nobody can't enter. There is a gate also fully closed with the secured systems. So what will happen? My friend, morning he will wake up and 5 o'clock he will see that. He will switch on automatically the water is going or not. He will see from his mobile phone how much water went to the trees and everything. And he will see whether the fruits are done or not, or is still it is ripe or it is fruit, and everything he will check through his camera. How many, he will count how many coconut is there in the history, how many mangoes are there, how many guavas is there, everything he will count in from his mobile in from Singapore itself. Then next day, if it is everything ready, if it is mango is good or guava is good, then he will call the operator and he will tell, so go to tree number 2, buy these fruits. Go to tree number 5, buy these fruits. Go to tree number 7, buy these fruits. So he will indicate from there, and then automatically he will come to the gate and he will show the camera. Then the camera will count everything. Then automatically he will put the bill from there itself. Okay, Bhaiya, send the bill amount to me. This is the account number, everything. It is a real time. So fantastically it is designed. So people are remotely controlling the field, trees and everything. So my junior did a wonderful job actually. So these are all the project, different kind of project, and we can motivate the people in such a way that people can do that, and they will not get any panic actually. So IoT is only just a fancy word. So don't get panic with the people, because these are all already we have in our system. Only nowadays we are collecting the data and we are analyzing the data and we are interpreting and we are taking the decision based on the data, nothing else. Thank you so much once again to the entire faculty team and Mr. Silambu Selvan sir. So over to you. Is there any question I can answer now?
So myself is Muthukumaran from NSIC Hyderabad. So actually, I was seeing that IoT is having, you have been given rated the application IoT in manufacturing, starting from the production and making the automation and making into the maintenance. So actually, in spite of IoT is having application maintenance, and all-based maintenance can be done effectively by using IoT. Since even though if identifying the fault, everything, then manual operation still required to attend that fault. Correct, sir?
Yes, correct. Exactly. You're right.
Because what happening is I'm also basically a maintenance engineer, and we used to have some kind of calibration, some kind of routine job we'll be keeping. For example, this machine has to be done checking of once in 3 months. The schedule is already there. Then how IoT can be best used for doing this kind of will be reducing this kind of things, sir? Why I want to invest money on that?
Yeah, you are right. It's a very good question, sir, actually. So you are from the maintenance department, so I no need to tell about you again, but anyway, I can tell you because other people also able to understand what is happening in the human. So manual mistake will happen. See, normally if any sensor, if you are using some example, some weighing machine, you are using it. So weighing machine calibration date will be there. So when we are doing the calibration, so the day whatever we mentioned, we are planning to do that, but 90% of the calibration will not done in the expected time. Are you agree with me? So
okay, sir. Actually, we used to have some mechanism to trigger some. We'll have some with intimation, so that it will make 1 week before we'll have some intimation.
Correct. So that intimation is nothing but now we are making it the automation. So that's what this IoT platform again it is supporting. So it is asset management. So it will show you how many screws available, how many spanners available, how many materials available with the main, that is a spare parts management, right? You know the word spare parts management.
Yes.
So
exactly.
all the spare parts management will control by IoT. And then again in the CNCs and everything. So nowadays that is a one sensor. So there is a lot of IIT students are found that actually, sir, actually. So
okay,
there is a one sensor. If you are fixing in the machine, it will show the entire life history of the machine, like based on the vibration. How many screws will get down after 2 months?
Oh.
How many screws will lose after 1 week? How much grease or how much lubrications required next week? How many? Everything. Yes, sir. Sorry.
It is possible, sir, because it is like exactly predicting means it is called as most useful for predictive maintenance. How it is exactly to know that these screws will get loosened after a week.
So that is a sensor, sir, actually. So the sensor, that is small sensor, we can fix in the machine. Okay. So based on the running of the machine, it will sense and it will give the feedback to the system IoT. Okay. So it will show if the machine is vibrating with the frequency, what is the problem? If the machine is vibrating with this particular frequency, then what is the problem? Everything it will sense. And whereas in the lubrications, all the coolant oil, every coolant oil will have the sensor, liquid sensors, liquid level sensor. Okay. So the liquid level sensor will connect with IoT. So it will show what is the lubrication level current, what is the current lubrication level, and it will go when it will, because operator may not see all the times the liquid level, because if you are seeing from here, it will show the red line. We mark red line, blue line, yellow line, all the lines we mark. What will happen? the dust will hide all the
Yes.
line indicators. Okay, so the operator will see, okay, lubrication is there, yeah, it is there, it is again, it is there, go, line is there, but definitely he can't go through and he can't see that, and that entire line. So here the IoT is applicating actually.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Actually, it's a final question from my end. Sir. Actually, because you have been you have been doing a wonderful job in this IoT for automation for the industries, sir. How, as your point of view, how industries are taking this IoT solution for the maintenance as well as manufacturing for the manufacturing process, sir? Because some of the industries are coming with the robotics, they're coming. When coming to the maintenance, whether industries are coming forward to take the usage of this IoT, sir?
Sir, actually it is for every professors. So IoT is nothing, again I'm saying. So here I told actually we need a student to take care of small lathe also. We have conventional lathe, 50 years old man, 60 years old man working with one lathe in his home. So he is supplying to one small company, poor person. Every day he is creating 20-25 components, and which is very big components. He is creating 25 components and he is supplying to the one company. So now we want actually how that old man can control his one CNC lathe. That is the question. That's all. So as of now, what he is doing it, if any problems come, there is no predictive maintenance, no preventive maintenance, no predictive, nothing is happening. Whenever the error occur, then what he will do, he will call the manufacturer and he will say, my machine is not working. Then machine manufacturer will come after 1 week. For the 1 week, the production loss is there for the
yes,
person.
practical, sir. What is
right? Correct. So we need a person, we need our students has to create small IoT application for that person too. So that's what we want actually. So without connecting, because where is the problem for us? All the problem as I told, that is a cipher phase. So what our engineer will do, so the small person, if you are saying the fourth year student, do some small project for this poor person, what he will do, he will take a photo, everything, and he will take the components and everything, and he will send it to WhatsApp without telling to anybody. He will send the WhatsApp, my dear friend, I did this project in this company, this is a product, this product go to aeronautical, this product go to some companies. So everything now revealed. So it is a case of security issue. So that is a problem actually. So that IoT, all the companies are ready to do that until the cyber security system work in place. So that's what we have the policies. So already cyber phase system, ISO system came. Now we are going to strengthening the system. Once the system strengthening, then what rule will come now, sir? If any photo or any images shared by WhatsApp or any employee, it will be punishable or he will lose the job. So this kind of information policies will come. Then automatically, slowly people can stop it actually. So then only it is possible in industries. But still we are working it. So HR, finance, this kind of functions, they have started implementing IoTs. And maintenance, manufacturing sectors, what we are doing, line by line we are doing, without sending to the supplier or without giving the information to the companies. Within company, we are trying to implement the IoT to speak within the machines. That's what we are utilizing actually.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for your detailed explanation, sir.
Thank
If you
you.
don't mind, can you share your mail ID, sir? Possible?
Please, iyyamvj@gmail.com. I am putting in the screen also.
Okay, sir. Please, sir. Thank you, sir.
I am putting SMS.
Yes, sir. One more question from Dr. or Shubha ma'am. Is IoT enabled manufacturing factory available in Tamil Nadu?
Yes, madam. It is available in Tamil Nadu. So in Tirupur, Coimbatore, lot of GoBot is there actually. Collaborative robots are working in Tirupur and Coimbatore. And in my industries, I can reveal my company. I already told that. So I am from Anand Automotive in Chennai. We have Mando Automotive India Private Limited, and we have Henkel Automotive, we have Value, we have Takata, and we have Ferrugia. So in Henkel, 75% are IoT, industry 4.0 we implemented, and Mando also some of the lines we implemented industry 4.0, and then COMATEC, it is a small Korean company, they also implemented IoT. So different lot of companies have started to implement, even big companies, Hyundai, Ford, and BMW, and then BMW in Chennai, it is already implemented IoT. So a lot of companies are implemented IoT, madam.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question from Naveen Kumar, sir. What are the IoT simulation tool we can use for hands-on projects?
Sir, we have a lot of things actually. So that's what I like. I am requesting you people, because you are the professor, so you are the academical theoretical person, so you can bring a lot of ideas. So as of now, different companies, in our companies we are using VR, virtual reality and augmented reality for that. That is, I told us, like a simulation kind of TextDD center. So video based actually. So people are utilizing the VR, virtual reality, and then augmented reality as a tool for the simulation purpose. And projects, for the projects, people can do lot of things actually. People can use VR also, and they can use AR also. But the thing is, like they have to test in the factory, so it will vary with the factory to factory, because the manufacturing process and product, everything will be differ from company to company. So we cannot make it common or generalized. We cannot do it, but we can do it by based on the company specific and product.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question from Shubha ma'am. What type of research is going on IoT?
So I cannot comment on it, but lot of research are going on it actually in my industry. Like that number one I told now, madam. So number one, the cyber privacy and security. That is the main research is going on, because you people know better than me. In India, the security is very, very, very less actually. The safety of the cyber security system. So our people are working on the cyber security, and then another part, people are working on the instead of autonomous car, they are using for the autonomous services. I told them Bosch and Valeo. So they are very rigorously they are following with that. Actually, how we can take the services through online, how we can support the driver, how we can support the people to intimate them your car going to get some problem, or diesel going to already there, but only you will give some alarm. But now it is a call from the customer care. So this kind of research are going on, and soon hopefully it will take another 10 to 20 years will become in India. So not fully, even 10 to 15% implemented also in good in India. It will take another 10 to 20 years.
Thank you, sir. Sir, another one question from Deepa Makra ma'am. What are the design challenges in IoT?
Madam, design challenges, a lot of design challenges actually. So like which we have, that's what I told our people can be a specialist in anything, whether how we can bring it, whether we can use augmented reality, or whether we are use virtual reality. So everybody, all the companies are what they are expecting. It will be the requirement will get vary, depends upon the person. So the design challenges are huge actually, because what kind of coding we have to write, what program we have to write, whether it will be suitable or not, what tools we have to use, which camera we have to use, which sensor we have to use. All the challenges will be there. But my simple thing is actually our normally all the industries are focusing, what we are focusing, the outcome of the result, the outcome of the thing is productivity efficiency. So how we will bring it, either use small transducers, capacitive transducers, or LVDT. Only put it from the LVDT, get the exact data and send the data to the analysis and give the report. That's all. So based on the design challenges, which tool and everything will come. But if you're going to the process, study the process, then we can get the very quick solution, easy solution also.
Thank you, sir. Next question from David Ratnaraj, sir. What are skill sets students should enhance to take up jobs in IoT-based industry?
Sir, sorry, don't tell the name, don't use the name IoT enabled industry or IoT based industry because I am afraid now. So, sorry, actually, don't use the name, sir, actually. So, any industry, all industry, we need the people. So that's what I say, sir. People need, I did not use the slide as a, normally I use the slide for the student. So we need the creativity skills. That is number one. And complex problem solving skill. Creativity and complex problem solving. Design thinking, creativity, complex problem solving. So these are the three major skills which is required for the student to get a job any companies. So IoT is nothing. That's what I again and again I'm using word IoT is nothing. So any person that I need support from the academic experts. You have to teach your people, my dear student. Now one small poor person, I told her lathe. So one small lathe person working on the street, make it IoT. So you have to be the guts to say, use simple mechanism to make the IoT for the person. Very simple. I can say simple, sir. He is going for a lunch break. So that lunch break, the machine is almost 45 minutes the machine will run. You can tell them, you can make one IoT to them, and you can tell the person, go and have nice lunch at home, because our home is nearby only, but he will sit and he will eat in the machine, nearby machine itself. All the dust will go to inside his lungs. So better you can say, my dear friend, you can go and sit in your home and you can eat it. Meanwhile, my control system will take care of your lathe. Make a small IoT. So if people are doing this kind of small projects, sir, so we will not worry about the job. So we can easily get the job. People get the job. Jobs are available. The basic three skills, which I told: complex problem solving, creativity, and innovation skills, and then complex problem solving and creativity. That is the main skill. Design thinking, third one. So these three basic skill which is required, and then use these three and use our basic sensors and transducers tools and everything, apply the software, and then implement in the IoT platform. So people can get your jobs.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question from Karthikeyan, sir. How much accuracy will be obtained in Industry 4.0?
Sir, we cannot, as of now, we did not fix any uptime for the Industry 4.0, but suppliers, lot of our Industry 4.0 suppliers are saying that 99 to 99.99% we can say. But we did not test it even, because why? 99.9% the machine will indicate the problem is going to occur and it is everything. But as an operator, because again manual interpretation is required, because he only going to change the tools and everything. So the data accuracy will be there, and then the information will be there. But again the changeover of the machine, or the changeover of the tools, or the correcting the machines, it will take time, depends upon the machines only. So uptime as of now 95, some companies are using 95, some companies are using 99. So but the vendor, whatever the supplier, they're saying that 99% uptime will be ensured, but it is not came to up to the mark as of now.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question from Ranjini Kant, sir. Is there any free online platform for IoT development?
Sir, that you have to develop, sir, actually. So lot of things are available, but people are not, because everywhere anybody can write in code, anybody can do, sir, actually. A lot of things are available, and you can also write your own. So I can also suggest some websites, what are the things available. Definitely I can also send them some details, definitely, sir.
Let me formally conclude this session. Now I would like to invite our department assistant professor and IIC coordinator, Mrs. G. Karthika ma'am, to propose the vote of thanks. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. A pleasant morning, one and all present here. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of the Department of Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our resource person, Mr. V. Ayamperumal, Senior Manager, Anand Automotive Private Limited for gracing his busy schedule and enlightening us with the knowledge on industrial Internet of Things. It's indeed a wonderful and informative session, sir. We are really enriched with your knowledge and presence. I also appreciate and thank all the participants for attending this session with complete involvement. Once again, I thank you all for being with us this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Nice to talk
Thank
to the
you.
people.
Thank you,
once
sir.
again. Thanks so
Yes,
much.
sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir,
you.
for your wonderful presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all participants, and we have another session by 11:15, and the feedback link is posted in the chat box. Please, all of you kindly fill this feedback form.